J-Man here for a comic book review. Adventures of Superman John Kent number 5. Well, this series has been a very pleasant surprise. After sort of a rocky start, it has really picked up a lot. Seems like each issue is a bit better than the last one, quite frankly, so I'm a bit surprised. Oh boy, this is coming out soon. I'm so excited for a cartoon that I can watch with my niece and nephew that comes on at midnight. Did this already start? Oh, this may have already started. That's how excited I was for that cartoon. Didn't even know if it started. But I'm excited about this comic, so let's talk about it using my space system. Story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. For the storyline of this comic, I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of a 2. The reason I'm not giving it a 2 out of 2 is that it's got an evil Superman. And unless it's Ultraman, evil Superman makes me puke. I was about to puke, but I moved the comic out of the way so none of my barf went on the comic. But given the fact that we're stuck with this dumbass Superman's a bad guy, trope that I despise, except for in Superman Part 3, what they've done has been pretty good because John has really shined. He's really shined in this comic. He's great. We're gonna get to the characters in a moment, but yeah, I like how there's the Batman faction. It's always Batman who's got to lead the big way. Ugh, that's another trope I don't like. He's got to lead the guys against Superman and whatever. I'm tired of this Dark Knight Returns stuff. But anyway, I still think it's overall better than expected because typically what you would get from one of these stories is that, oh, everyone's a jerk and Superman's just a jerk to be one. But it feels like there's a lot of good reasons why he became the way he is, though I do not believe that a true Superman, like the true Kal-El, would ever turn evil regardless of what happens to him. I just don't believe that's a thing. And I don't think that's on brand with the character. However, they're treating it pretty good in this story. So I'm going to give it a 1.5. For the pacing, I'm also going to give it a 1.5, actually. Maybe even a 2. No, I'm going to give it a 1.5. The reason I'm giving it a 1.5 is that I would, instead of a 2, is I would have liked to have seen more of the Justice League battling Batman's faction. Because, I mean, this should still focus on action, and there wasn't enough of it. They did provide good story elements, like with Superboy meeting, I'm just going to call him Superboy, or John, with John meeting Martha and Jonathan. So I liked that, but there needed to be more action. And it did affect the pacing, but not in a super negative way, so I'm still giving it a 1.5. The artistry, I have to give it a 1. The art has grown on me, and I just feel it just seems a little bit, I don't know if it's the color palette, it just feels dull. And I don't know if that was on purpose to say this world is more sterile because of Superman's control over everything. I guess. I like this cover for this. This looks good. That looks really cool. Oh, this is Night Terrors, right? Oh. Ooh, Hawk Girl. 6 issues. Maybe I'll grab that. Yeah, it just looks a bit dull. Maybe it's on purpose, but it is what it is. I'm gonna give the characters 1.5 out of 2. I think John is great in this comic. I like the characterizations of everybody, but it's still evil Superman, so I'm not giving that a 2. I'm not giving a perfect score for evil Superman. I don't care. I can't stand it. To me, it's very lazy. However, it's still done very well. So another reviewer might give it a 2 out of 2. Same with the story. I believe somebody who's okay with this evil Superman thing might be giving it a 2 out of 2 for story, might give it a 2 out of 2 for characterization. I'm not that reviewer. For the enjoyment factor, I'm going to give it a 1.5. I like this comic, and it's been doing surprisingly well for me. So that is a 3, 6, 7. That's a 7 out of 10. Very good score. And this is Tom Taylor, right? So I mean, 7 out of 10. This is pretty awesome. I know my buddy DW is really into this series, and he's given it, and I understand why, because he's probably like at an 8 or a 9, right? Maybe I think he might be at a 10 out of 10 on this one too, because he really liked it. I wanted to see a bit more fighting with the Justice League and Batman's faction, so that's missing, and also the evil Superman dings it for me. So this isn't a complete failure or anything like this. In fact, I believe that if the John Kent series had focused more on storytelling when it started and less on trying to appease people in the woke community or whatever, right? It doesn't affect me. I don't care, but I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get these more readers on. But the problem is that when you start taking the focus away from story and you take it away from, presenting some sort of agenda, it's gonna take readers back. Even if it's done well, people are just gonna not want to get into it because it's just too obvious. It's very, they see through it. They see the virtue signaling. They're like, we're not about that, okay? But this actually handles everything a lot better. And Jay, who is his boyfriend who is John's boyfriend in the previous series, in this universe, he's not his boyfriend, but he's in the comic. And I thought that the Jay character in this series was actually really cool. And I don't know. I think maybe that, Tom had some sort of plan. Maybe he was going to unpeel the layers. And the problem is that it's still a comic book that's on a monthly basis where you need people to continuously buy it. And I stopped buying it. I actually stopped buying it before the gay kiss. There, I don't remember what issue that was, but I stopped before that one, and I didn't even bother to get the kiss issue because I just didn't care. It might be worth something. Well, then it's worth something, then I won't have it. It is what it is. I'm buying comics that I care about reading the storyline of. I don't care what the agenda is at all. I'm not saying having the kiss makes it good. I'm not saying having the kiss makes it bad. I'm saying is that I don't care about who's kissing who. I want to know what the action is. It's friggin' Superman. I want to know this is shaping up to be a battle. There's going to be a battle coming up, right? Probably it's going to be a pretty big battle, hopefully. I want to see characters and action, okay? I don't care if it's Superman kissing Lois. I still don't care about that. I want action and sci-fi and adventure. So I was getting that here. So that's why I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. Very good issue. A lot of people might give this even higher. So it's unfortunate that it took this long to get to this point where it's actually a pretty fun comic. Perhaps if they would have focused on story in the beginning, that comic would still be going. They chose to go the agenda route. It didn't work for them this time around. This is the conclusion of Tom Taylor's run. What can I tell you? I stopped reading it. So I don't know, but this is good. And I got to review the comic that I'm holding in my hand, not what could have been, what should have been. This is what is. 7 out of 10. I really liked it a lot. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on Adventures of Superman John Kent #5. Bad title. I don't like it, but it is what it is. All right. Until next time.